Live.
We're
Okay.
going live. That's it. To, hi, welcome. Deliciously motivated mindset. We are coming to you live and in person today. We like to have these conversations, debunking myths. It's Myra and Deb, but it's actually really Deb and Myra because it's DM.
That's the quietest I've ever been. I just have to say.
I know, it is. I was like, she's just, keep going. There's no snorts or any kind of music or
And
questions.
if people knew prior to this, I was literally talking to something. Then I saw talking to Moira, and then there was a 3, 2, and I was like, oh, shoot, that's that thing.
Stop talking.
Mid-sentence, cut it off. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Moira.
My pleasure, and thank you. And hopefully, if you're here live, and sorry, I'm a wee bit distracted because I would love to see it if we can see people and communicate here or in the comments below. But this is our third one, isn't it, of doing these live chats?
Okay, it's working. Apparently, I can see it there. It's working.
Good.
Exciting stuff. Is this our third one? Gosh.
This is our third one. Not our third podcast, because the podcasts have been going for over a year now. But this presentation, what we like to do is to just kind of come in here and have a conversation, kind of like our deliciously motivated mindset conversations, but a wee bit quirky because we're both a wee bit quirky anyway.
Well, you are. I'm not.
All right. I'm a bit quirky. Deb's the totally sensible, straightforward, got it all together gal.
There's my nails showing I'm completely sensible, prim and proper.
Yep.
Me. Yeah, no.
Yep. No.
So these actually, how did these come about? Talk about how these come up. These. God, English. These. How did the debunking myths come about, Moira?
Because we talk about things and think, oh, we need to talk about this. But and actually that's a goodie. If you've ever listened to our podcast, you know that everyone we do, we think they're awesome. There's a goodie. But no, this idea of debunking myths, still carrying on the vibe of the D and the M, deliciously motivated and debunking myths.
Yeah.
But the idea is, in my experience, I hear people holding on to stories that maybe aren't true anymore, or beliefs that they haven't really stopped and thought that was then, this is now. And so this is kind of a little bit of a lighthearted check-in to say, are you holding on to stories or beliefs or ideas that are not true for current day? So today we just lightheartedly said, we'll talk about, did your mother or your father ever say to you, don't cross your eyes because they'll stay like that? I know my mom did. I can actually remember her saying that and then getting all paranoid of like, oh, I can't make these funny faces now.
No, yeah. I forever cross my eyes. I don't know what I forever do it when people start talking about something that just doesn't zone me or doesn't keep me attentive. I'm like, I won't do it now. Well, I probably will.
Probably will, but then it'll stay.
Yeah, I do them all the time. And I do it all the time and I don't realize. And I was just saying to Maura, I did it to a girl once and we were talking about it. She started talking and it just didn't interest me. For those who know me, know that there's different things that I do. If you really know me, you'll go, oh my God, you just get out of that conversation because something's going to happen now. Like just like when I introduce myself to people, sometimes I use my real name, other times I use 2 other different names. Just depends what type of mood I'm in. But anyway, or ordering takeaways or anything, I very rarely use my real name. I don't know why. It's just, my daughter still just rolls her eyes. Anyway, debunking myths. And I did it. This woman was there talking to me and I just rolled my eyes and crossed my eyes and did that. And she goes, oh, do you have the same eye problem as me?
Ha ha.
And I went, what's that? And she took her glasses off, and then I saw she had, and I was
I'm
mortified.
mortified. I bet you were.
That time I was, please let whatever you are swallow me up. I just didn't know what to do. And I was so embarrassed. And I said, no, it's just something that I do. She said, why?
And so,
And
Deb, why?
And I just said, I don't know. And I really wanted to cry because I'd been caught out doing something that could have been seen as if she never said I offended her. She never said anything. I think she was super excited. She had somebody who had the same, and she said a problem, which was quite interesting because I wouldn't have thought it was a problem. I just thought, by the time you're at her age, you would have got over it maybe, but she didn't. But anyway, yeah, cross your eyes, she'll stay that way. So I held everything in from asking her, did you?
Oh, of course. Did you didn't listen to your mother?
No. And my mind races of those things, and I think, oh, that'd be a funny thing to say. But to some people, what I think's funny is not funny, which
No.
still makes it even funnier. But yeah, so she had that problem, which I wouldn't have thought it was a problem, or because I would have, like I said, I would have thought that she'd moved on from it. I'll stop talking now. Anyway, so listeners, have you heard someone say, cross your eyes and stay that way? And what came about from that?
Can you still hear it? And like I said, I can remember, I do actually have the memory of when my mom said it to me, and it was just kind of lighthearted, laughed it off. But this whole idea of debunking myths is about just checking in and maybe even saying something out loud to see, do I really believe that? Because I think that this idea of what we're talking about debunking myths is to help us get into complete integrity with ourselves. And sometimes we can do that by checking in to say, what do we believe? What are the words and the thoughts? And what are our actions? Are they all lining up? Right?
Yeah. And where did this myth come from? And so to me, when you say a myth, I instantly go back to my childhood. Instantly go back to that is where that myth come from, because myth just sounds so long ago. Not that my childhood was so long ago. Maybe a few years ago.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, a couple. But going back to that, and I'm a different person now than I was back then, being 10, 8, 5, 4, 20 to who I am now. But I mean, I'm even a different person to who I was 3 years ago, to who I was a year ago. So you listen to a myth a year ago, is that the same relevance to you right here, right now? And there's so many myths or stories or
isms or truths of the time.
That we've had from so long ago. So are they relevant to you right here, right now? Cross your eyes and I don't even know what cross your eyes and stay that way means. Like must be. I Google it.
Well, do you know what? I think it's supposed to be like it's a wee bit of a threat. It's a fear-based thing that perhaps people that were said it to us in our childhood were feeling disrespected because to your point, when you cross your eyes because it's not jiving with you, it's kind of like yeah right. But perhaps the person who says stop doing that or it'll stay that way is a wee bit of a little threat that says I'm feeling insecure and disrespected by you doing that, and so therefore I'm going to tell you you can't do that, otherwise you're going to be able to, you see both directions at the same time.
I do it constantly.
Oh, do you? I'm just riffing on the idea of where that might have come from. Like I think in my perspective, I think that's where it would have come from.
That sounds real. It actually sounds, and if it's BS, let us know. People, let us know your analogy. But that actually sounds really, really real, like truth. And I do dismiss people sometimes. rolling your eyes or
You're
anything.
rolling your eyes out. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Like, do you really need that extra piece of cake? All I heard was take the extra piece of cake. It's all those
Did
things. And I
need
would
it.
yeah. In one mouthful. Is that what you just said? So yeah, I do get that. But these myths, debunking myths, these things that we have had for so long, like, but we hold on to them and we hear someone say that. And I find it's actually a bond thing as well. You say to someone, oh, like,
you think that too.
yeah. Well, this woman was actually really super excited. She thought I had cross-eyed. So she was actually took it one step further beyond
Right.
me.
I found one of my tribe.
One of my people. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You just took somebody who thought it was funny at that time to not realize. And she had reflection. I couldn't see her eyes. Come on, give me credit. But you're right. But our stories that we have for so long ago can have an impact in who we are right here, right now. And I think that's the thing. That's what it's about, is looking at how much we bring and we hold on to that we miss opportunities or hold back from certain things because of that story, that myth.
No, that's a really good point, because that's the point, right? Are you seeing what's right in front of you through the filter of something you've held on to? Right? Because sometimes holding on to a myth or a past belief or something that you haven't ever really questioned, is it actually then blocking you from showing up truly as you are, or what's possible, or what would make your heart sing? I was talking about that this morning on my Facebook Live, about using that as a GPS. What would make my heart sing?
Yeah.
And going around telling the story based on a past belief or something that you were scolded about when you're in your childhood, that's not going to serve you now. Like you're saying, we're always becoming, right? We're always evolving and becoming somebody new each step.
Yeah, and talking about that next step is recognize that step and look where you were 3 months ago, 6 months ago. I spoke to a lovely lady yesterday, and she said, "Oh, I feel I haven't, I got ahead and I've just moved into a new house and there's so much and I haven't unpacked and I've been here a week and I need to have everything unpacked." And I went, "Who? Who said you need to have everything unpacked?" And she was like, "Well, I do." I'm like, "No, who? Because you've had one child home sick, you're now in school holidays. Like, where did that BS come from?" Because, and then I gave her permission, which was
good.
a simple thing. I said, "So this is what you've done. Have you acknowledged that? Have you acknowledged that you forgot to, go get the groceries and, something, so you had to have takeaways? Have you acknowledged that the kids loved eating on the floor? Like, have you acknowledged all that sort of stuff?" Because there's so much going on that it's different. You're not just holding your energy. You've had to deal with the movers. You've had to deal with leaving one house, but she's moved house twice because she moved into a temporary home before this new one, so she's held the energy of the kids as well. Like two children under 7, like, have you acknowledged that stuff? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, look, why you haven't unpacked, and where is this belief come from? And I think that's the things, that myth, that story is where. And she said, "Oh, it's just me." And I went, no,
and that's such an important part, because I have clients that will come and do that too. This brings me into the thing, you've heard me say this before, that negativity has too much Velcro. So it's like I'm going to beat myself up because I haven't unpacked my house and I haven't done this and I haven't done this. So I'm a bad person. I haven't measured up. Whereas when anybody starts, like any client or student that starts saying, "Oh, I forgot to do this and I didn't do that and I didn't do that piece of homework, or I didn't do that coaching request," when we sit down and say, "Okay, that's fine. What did you do?" "Oh, well, I did this. But people forget that it's like, no, look at, like in your story, that was a perfect example of that. Look at all the things you have done.
Yeah, but that's such a simple thing, is look at what you have done. Like, to me, that's so simple, but we choose often to see the negative, or we choose often to see the chaos than what we do. And I say to people when on your to-do list is write it down and cross it off. Don't rub it out. Cross it off so you can actually
I do tick marks. Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's like, oh my God, I've got there's sun's in my eyes now.
Yeah. There we go. Now we can see you.
To go brighter. But you've got to acknowledge that stuff that you have done, because we're forgetting that. And to me, that seems so simple. But even me, who teaches that to people, I often forget, and I go, oh my God, I didn't do that today. Yeah. And then as quick as I can, as quick as I register, oh, but what did you do? Oh, that, and that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay, me too. And it is something that we both teach this in our business and professional life. But me too. I need a reminder to go, oh, I didn't get this done. Yes. But what did you get done? Oh, I did this. And it's like way more than what I didn't do, right?
Yeah, I think we just forget. I think we just forget that stuff. But if you can train, listeners, watchers, whatever you want to call yourself, people,
viewers.
Viewers. Yeah. If you can actually do that, the quicker you do that, the more evolved you're going to get, and the more the chaos isn't going to, like the lint isn't going to get stuck to the Velcro, because you can see it differently. And I think the quicker you do that, but like for me, I teach it, but I still fall back into that, forgetfulness. So
you're human behavior.
Yeah. But I think people think that, if you teach it, you should be doing it. Oh God, yeah, I do. But sometimes.
Well, that's why we teach it. That's why we teach it. Because it's here.
So cross your eyes and stay that way.
Yep, there she did it. I knew you would cross your eyes.
I would laugh hysterically if my video froze.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
Yeah, that would just show you that it does happen.
Well, my dear friends, dear Deb, this has been a good conversation. And we've said this on our podcast episodes. So she's getting into the sunlight here. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear, are you aware of myths or mindset pieces that maybe you haven't taken out of the cupboard and had a look at and said, is this the truth? Is this my truth? Does this serve me? And I just thought if there's any, we're always looking for other ideas. What would you like to hear from us about? Are there areas that you'd love to have us go and break apart and riff on? We have a huge list of different topics. That we have our list of goodies.
Everyone's a goodie.
Yes, everyone's a goodie. But we'd love to have some interaction and feedback. How are these episodes landing for you? Are they helping you? We'd love to also have you listen to them and rate yourself. We do this process of rating on a scale of 0 to 10, and doing it at the beginning and at the end. Oh, and we didn't do it here, but I guess it's because we're being live in person.
Well, you have to wait till our podcast, and then you get it. I'm just gonna get this lighting. Oh, that's so much better. I'm not.
Yes, now we can see you in your full glory.
Yeah. Oh well, thank you for today, listeners, viewers, people, dogs, the rest of it.
The rest of the world.
and those. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been so much fun. We'll be back here with you again next month.
It's the third.
The third. So it's Monday for me and Tuesday for you.
Yeah, of the month. Yeah,
of the month. Third. The third one.
Yes. Perfect. Debunking myths with Debz and Moira.
Yes. Have a great month.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.